Outer Orange.
Oh, welcome back, guys. We got results. BSF officially started. We got some JP stuff, so let's go ahead and get started. We got a lot to talk about. We officially have Summerfest results started, so that we're gonna be starting looking at those. We actually have, I think, like 3 BCFs this weekend, maybe. I remember off the top of my head. We got a lot to go over, so let's go ahead and get started and let's get to it. So we have a bunch of BOV. This is for the WGP 2025 Hong Kong. This is the first season, so this is a top 16 breakdown. Basically, BOV Vergelia, which is starting to come back up. Some people have actually been asking questions like, oh, where does this come from? The festival booster came out and that has new cards for Vergelia, so obviously the deck got a lot better. So it just got new support and it's actually really good, so people have been playing it. Do have some Shernui and some Estion. We have the Dream deck, which is Av deck. I've actually tested it yet. I'm actually really excited to try it out. And then we have Youthberg as well. And then we led it all with first place being the Vergelia deck, second place being BOV, third was Youthberg, actually, interestingly enough, and we have another BOV deck. Now keep in mind, over in JP side of things, BOV is restricted. We don't have the restriction, but they do. Also, Razel is restricted, and like there's restricted to a point where it's basically unplayable, but people just aren't playing it. And then also Levy got restricted, but it's a little bit of a minor restriction. But anyway, I'm gonna actually take a look at some of these lists at the end, so stay tuned till the end if you guys want to check out some of these lists. It looks like one deck got updated, so there's it was actually Mygo instead of the Av decks, just letting you know. And then we also had the Long Beach results for top 8, so very pretty. We got a little summer theme going on. Congrats, Fuzzy, looks cute. So a bunch of BOV, some Razel is obviously unrestricted, some Bats, Messiah, Ava, Jet, Prison, Dayusha, Night Rose, Odium, and Love Address. And then so here's how it finished out. With first place was BOV, Messiah, and Levy, which makes sense. This is all really good decks. And then we have Night Rose, Bats, and Razel at second place, which also makes sense. Like, they're all very strong decks. Third place we had Ava, Bat, and the BOV, which also makes sense. Also all very strong decks. And then we finished off fourth place with Odium, Razel, and BOV. So everyone kind of just took good decks, like, in all honesty. The side is really good also because it can go second. You'll notice like dice roll format's a thing. Just kind of go second and raw dog it, just have a blast. Well, quite a bit of Razel, especially since without the restriction, I guess people are still playing it because they can. And also this is set 7 format before set 8, before some promos coming out in June, which are literally are just getting as of like literally like a day from me recording this, which is June 1st. Getting a bunch of good promos that kind of upgrade some decks. So something else to kind of keep in mind as we go into this. We also just got Korokoro like literally like today or yesterday, so that's also interesting. So we also have the top 8 breakdown premium, which was singles format, not teams. A lot of people are surprised to see Gold Paladin kind of up here. It's a loop deck, and it's actually been around for a while. People just didn't really talk about it or know about it. I knew about it through other people testing, never really played it myself. And then we have some Pale Moon, Narukami, Spikes, and a Link Joker. And then it just finished off with basically 2 different versions of a loop. This one runs a little bit of a newer card. This one runs some of the older engine. And then we have the 2 Harrys here as well. So we'll get some lists. Let's go check out some stuff. I want to first start with the some of the JP lists, since that is kind of like our future format. All right, so here we have the new Vergelia, and again, this is kind of like a format we're probably gonna be seeing relatively soon. It's when the puzzle collection cards drop. So basically we got this new guy here that makes his deck just significantly stronger. And you are routing the promo, which is kind of unfortunate for us because this promo is actually skyrocketing price right now. It's basically like a needed promo, and it's really high. If you pulled some, congratulations. If you didn't, you're kind of stuck. We also have this card. I don't know what this card is. This might be a set 8 card, and it is a set 8 card. It says when this unit is placed on rear guard by paying the cost of counterboss of a top 7 cards, choose up a grade 3 or greater, reveal it, and put it grade 3 or higher card, reveal it, put it to your head. That's pretty good actually. And then if you didn't reveal, you counter charge 1. If your opponent's rear guard was retired or bound, you get plus 5k. Okay, so she's basically just meant for the Vergelia deck because you bound or retire. Pretty good, honestly, a really good generic to be run in Dragon Empire because they all utilize this. I think maybe the CB might be a little heavy, but if you whip, you still counter charge, so it's not the end of the world. So we have her. She's really good. Obviously, we got this new guy here. He's kind of like the meat of the deck now. You get to like superior ride him, and he's really powerful. So if your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, you can bind 1 Vergelia to ride this with a stand and get all the following until the end of turn. Ride this card bound, but then you ride the old one as rest. So basically, search your deck for a drop for one of the Gaxillions, and you call it to rear guard circle. Search your deck for a special move, reveal it, add to your hand. So you basically get one of the manga cards, and you get a dude. And then during a turn, this unit gets auto Vanguard once per turn. When this unit attacks, count +1. Stand all your front rear guards. You get a drive +1, and then all your front rear guards +5k for each card the same name as this unit in your soul, which is also really good. So it's like a scaling thing. You also get the drive +1, and it's not around Sanctitude, so you can't sank it either. And then also your front row stands instead of just one guy standing now, which is also really useful. Granted, you do have to wait for your opponent to be on grade 3, but if you're going second even, you can like automatically go into all this and just kind of go crazy. Really powerful. The fact that this also searches cards that you need is really strong. A lot of this card alone fixes a lot of the deck's issues. Like inherently, sometimes you just don't find everything and it just becomes a problem, but this deck just finds it all for you, which is really good. And also I want to add into how much shield and just this annoyance points this deck has. Like, as a little baby inlet that draws you cards and counter charges, this guy's a 15k shield, 50k booster. Keep in mind, you have like one of the most broken ride lines ever. This ride line's insane. The first one just like gets insanely high in power, and then you can also get a basically a free draw out of it because you just don't ride deck. You just use the ride deck from Hill for the Soul Blast. Then this guy also gets a ton of power, can get a crit on turn 2, and then when he's rode upon, you can also search your deck for any card you need that's specifically focused on this deck archetype, which is also insane. And then I haven't even read the grade 1 yet. We also have a little more of a grade 3 searcher. I guess you really just want to find your grade 3s, which makes sense. You do want to find them, so they're running a little bit more of that package to kind of get there. A little bit of protection here. We also have some of the new mangas, which they're only running 1 and 1, which is, might be a little risky, but I kind of understand. And then I'm gonna check out the little fire guy. He's basically replacing the current one that's in the trial deck. This guy says when this unit with when your unit with a Slava in this card name is placed on a rearguard circle, pay the cost, counterblast 1. This is the Galaxin, by the way, so this is what you'd be searching for. Cause card to the back row rearguard circle from drop, and the same composite. And if this unit was placed on the field by the ability of your Vergilla, you can also use for free, which is really broken. And then this one basically stands with the whenever your front row dude stands with it, which is what the old one did, but also energy charge. So this one just doesn't energy charge, but works with like the new stuff. So really broken, really strong in my opinion. I think it's really good. So overall, basically this deck does the binding and retiring and everything it used to do, but now it just does it better and more efficiently. And also the numbers are all bigger, which was like the deck's biggest weakness. And I had an insane grade 1, grade 2 turn, but always had a kind of like a more lackluster grade 3 turn. But now we have all these cards to kind of help them out. And then also we have this promo, which is out in English. It's just expensive now. But this one says if you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard or in this card name, you can bind this card, choose one of your Aspherias until the end of your opponent's turn. They cannot be chosen, gets plus 5k power, price 5k shield. And then if your Vanguard has Vergilla in its name, also gets 5k shield as well. So it's 10k shield. So what's important about this card is that if you want to keep your units alive and not get killed off, this is like the perfect way to do that. And then also you'll be saving 15k shield on the board for basically then intercept with, and then you also get it back to your hand. You also get back to the board anyway. This deck does a lot of recursioning from drop as well, so you'll get it all back. So if you guard with it, you're gonna get it back. And what's really cool is that ideally you'll have like this guy kind of stuck on the board, and it's fine because it's 15k shield and you protect him, and then now you have 15k shield to use that your opponent can't touch. So it's just a lot of little fun stuff you can do with this deck. I think it's really powerful. I already thought the early version of it was in a good spot, like a good enough spot to where it just needed like a card or two to kind of upgrade it, and we definitely did get a card or two to upgrade it. We got card 1, and we got technically card 2, and we got card 3 to kind of really push it. Most of these are replacement cards, not even like direct, like, you know, we're just moving cards that were kind of doing the same thing but just with better cards. So here's the Bob deck. It should be pretty standard. There's just now we have an ace to throw in as well, but overall it's about the same. People are just running some protection, but this is kind of a little bit of a new touch. It's an older card, but I think this is also a little bit of an not as commonly played, I would say. Let's look at this guy. So this says when this unit is placed from rear guard from hand, if you have a Vanguard buff Sogard's card named Soul Blast, discard 1 card from hand, search your deck or drop an equipment card, reveal it, and add to your hand, search your deck. Use your deck to shuffle, the counterblast 1, place 1 equipment card from Vanguard into your soul, draw 1, and this card gets plus 5k. Okay, maybe it's useful. I don't play Bob like that. I play against it. I'm not really into playing it. So maybe it's for the mirror or something. I don't know. I'm not gonna go into the logistics of it because I don't play the deck enough to give you guys those types of logistics. I'll just fight into it. Let's go take a look at this Youthberg list as well. I think it would be interesting to check it out since I'm almost 95% positive that people over here will be playing it. People really like Youthberg, and it's just a popular pick, and people still have the old deck, so they're probably still playing it. So here it is. This is Youthberg Exist. It's still running our little protector here. The Soul Blast that recalls it out for the discard. We have some of the Pride Cycle protection. Got the Teofall Saragon package with the owl. A little bit of that. A little bit of that Caterpillar going on here. We got the new Regalis piece that we'll be getting pretty soon with the Master deck sets, and then we have her to get all our Youths and Soul, and then you just kind of play the standard game with the Youthberg Exists, which he does look really nice. He does look really cool. So, but now we took out all the Youths basically, like the green one and the red one, whatever other color there was, and now we're just basically playing it like this. It looks more streamlined now. Like I kind of like how it is, but it does look less Youthbergy and more Caterpillar now, whereas before I feel like it was more Youthbergy and less Caterpillar. Let's take a look at the levy list, even though I really don't want to, but I want to do it just for anyone out there that hasn't been playing for a bit and just kind of coming back into the game. All right, let's see if anything's changed. We're on the English side now, so we have everything unrestricted. We do have the new Tiger, which looks like this person just said, nah, I don't want to play Tiger, which is pretty fair. I'm not the biggest fan of the Tiger. He's pretty okay. He does, you know, he is a good like filterer. This deck has so many rarities going on. But yeah, basically this is a standard build with just a Tiger in it and nothing else. It's just a very standard build, which I don't know how I feel about it. I kind of like both ends, because if you put the Tiger in, then you have to kind of cut like cards like this out more. You basically have to cut like one of each card that you like and then just like play the Tiger. And then this version is just more steam-wise. It's got everything you need and just kind of go field day with it. And then you have this to kind of just find your pieces if you end up bricking, which does happen. People are always like, oh, the deck's so consistent. You can brick. Like, sometimes you just sit there and do nothing, and it really isn't so much the brick, it's like the mirror that really matters, where you really want to find your pieces. You can kind of hold on like a turn or two before your opponent kills you, but what happens is, like, if you're just not finding your pieces, you're not finding pieces primarily your persona or, you know, the charm net or the, especially this, if you don't find this, you just kind of lose the game. So there's definitely some little things that make you just auto lose, so you gotta be careful. Getting carried by Boff too. That's fair. That's fair. Getting carried by Bob. Let's look at, we have a little rosy list here, just to look at something slightly off meta. It's not completely off meta, but slightly off meta. See if they're running a Steam Wine list or they've kind of created their own thing. This was the second place for the BSF, so let's see what I got going on here. Looks standard so far. Looks like they're running 3 Negrabone and the Filander to kind of change it up, and Ladder, I guess, for just the extra protection of their rear guards. And then they're running a little bit of the fronts package, I guess, just because this deck does go through soul quite a bit. You don't really need it. If you play super optimally, you every soul you need is exactly how much you need, and then these crits can be like your backup in case you face like a deck like Prison or something. So you usually are fine, but I also understand running the soul fronts just in case you really need that extra in Largith, you know, proc to go off and all that kind of fun stuff. But overall, pretty standard deck. I think this deck's really good, probably one of the best going second decks right now in the format. So if you're really into going second, I think this is one of the most optimal decks to go going second under. Just, you have to play super efficiently. This deck is definitely it punishes you if you make even a singular mistake very easily, actually. So you know, it's one of those decks. Those running less, oh no, they're not. They're running 2. 2 is pretty normal. 2 to 4 is like standard. And then they're running 1 less bone. I would definitely probably be running the extra bone. I think the bone is like really important to see early on, as always possible with the Alvina package. I just think it's too good right now. But that's like the only difference. Otherwise, pretty good list. Everyone plays this deck just slightly differently, so no hate or anything like that. I think they did really well. So props to you. Going all day with Night Rose is also not the easiest thing in the world. This deck, like I said, does wear out your brain pretty well unless you're like super efficient on it, so something to kind of keep on the lookout for. I might end up playing Bat again just because we're getting this new perma. It's actually pretty nuts. So here's another Bat deck, different for just a slightly different version, which is looks to be extremely standard. This looks like the actual cookie cutter right now. Nothing too out there. Pretty, like I said, some ratios might be moved around here and there, but for the most part, it's like the exact same deck. Let's go see what Odium's looking like now with the new changes. We did get some summon cards, so should get a little bit of upgrade. And looks pretty good. I like this list. I like this version of it a lot. It's running basically this. It's not running the other grade one. The one lets you find stuff, but you also have the draw. You have the double of these to kind of help you cycle through them. You have the order finder. You basically have everything you need. So it's like a pretty, I'd say more towards like what I would probably look at as a set 7 Odium deck. Like if I was building set 7 Odium, I'd probably build something similar to this with the Philia and everything. So overall, really good. I really like this variant. I love the different the Gear Dragon over like. Actually, I don't know. Is this the standard one? I actually don't know what the standard one is here. I thought it was like a girl or something. I could have sworn it was, but maybe I'm wrong. I'm gonna look at the Ezel one. I'll be honest with you guys. If you wanted me to reset the loop, I couldn't. I just don't off the top of my head. I'm not the best at loop decks. I played Ballista because I really like Lyrical and Bermuda, but I would not say I'm the best looper. I'm definitely not a good looper. You just want your opponent's rear guards put on the deck, and then your opponent draws a card. So basically what happens here is you loop her under, I believe, the Platana Ezel specifically. You loop her under this, and then you just go over and over again until your opponent decks out. So it's basically another version of the Ballista loop, which is kind of funny that someone created this. It's just really funny. Also with this new grade 1 that also helps us kind of get through a little bit more. So this is just another protection thing just to stay alive. But yeah, like I said, I don't know the full loop. I just know the loop is oriented around her, and this is like this is a slightly newer card. And then there's actually another loop that like is very similar to this loop that also does that, but just really funny. There's also like a GB8 loop where you basically just infinitely swing. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Quite a bit to kind of go through. This is the beginning of a new meta for us as well, both on premium side and on the standard side. So we got a lot of goodies. I think it's gonna be really exciting. I'm really excited to play as well. I'll be in Texas and in Georgia specifically. 50 cards at shop, code orange if you need any goodies. Also, I have BCW supplies as well. You can save some money as well with that using orange10. You get 10% off your purchases. So if you have supplies or things you need to travel with, or if you've got a bunch of prize cards and you need something to put them in, they got a bunch of stuff there for you there as well. You can check out the link below, or just go on the website and just use my code to save yourself some money. It also helps me out. So there's always that. So on that, guys, peace out. That's Vidania. I'll see you guys in a future video. Bye.